claims analyst. I'm a claims analyst here at Transatlantic. Our headquarters are in Manhattan, New York City, and we have offices kind of all over the world here. So I'll give you my spiel, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions. I believe that most of you are seniors, which is exciting because you're about to hit the workforce, and it can be very sobering to kind of graduate and you're just left with a piece of paper that says, hey, I graduated college, now what? You're going to be one of many with a college degree. So it's my opinion that the best thing you can do is to stand out. And one of the best ways you can stand out amongst your peers is having internship experiences. I think it's the best way to get ahead, especially in this highly globalized world that we live in, where we're all connected. The pool of candidates is much deeper than it has been probably in history, just, with the internet and the college graduation rates the way they are now. So having internship experience kind of shows a potential employer that most likely you're going to be successful, just as your high school grades and your clubs and your sports showed colleges that you're going to make a good college student. An internship will show potential employers that you're going to be successful in the role that you're looking for. And I'll send this link out to Jess after so everybody can have it. It's transre.com, and you go to the careers tab, and it has all of our internships listed there, and you can browse through. And being proactive is probably the best way to get ahead. And the fact that you guys are already here listening to me talk is showing me that you're proactive. So that's great. I'm 30, so I did this process not too long ago, probably 5-6 years ago now, is when I started the whole process. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like to go through Indeed, LinkedIn, all of the career websites, and just send my resume out. And I was lucky enough to have a couple internships experiences when I was in college. And I truly believe that to this day, that's kind of what helped me get my foot into the door when I first graduated. I worked at Esurance, and then from Esurance, I moved on to Transatlantic, and I've been there ever since. It's a great company. We're reinsurance, and we offer some insurance experiences. I'm sure most of you are unfamiliar with reinsurance. It's a little bit of a niche industry. It's similar to insurance, so I won't go into it now, but there's a ton of openings. And it's a really, really cool field to work in. It's finance adjacent. So it is kind of high in demand. It pays well. And I'm working with some of the smartest people I've ever had the pleasure of working with. So, it's been a great experience. To circle back, internships are, like I said before, the best way to set yourself apart. And nowadays they make it so easy to apply to internships. Most companies, and this is kind of what I did when I graduated high school, was I'm living with my parents, and I just looked around to see what companies are near me commute wise, and I went on their company website. I went to the careers tab and just started scrolling through to see what was available. So it's all at your fingertips. Really. That's kind of for when you graduate, for your senior year. Great time to do an internship right before you graduate too. It's gonna, like I said, give you the kind of the look to stand apart from your peers when you do graduate, but it'll also let you know what you do and you don't like. You could work in a certain field that you will learn quickly that it's not your favorite. You could try something else, or you'll know to tailor your job search away from the experience you had that you didn't like. So internships really can set you in the right direction. My internships, believe it or not, did not fall within the insurance industry. I tried a different couple of industries through my internships, and I kind of learned what I liked, what I didn't like. I got to see how the business world operates, and I used that knowledge to kind of narrow my focus when I graduated, to try to put myself in a position where I was going to be most successful when I apply, because it's a lot when you graduate. You're just there, like I said, with your piece of paper that says you graduated college, and it's up to you to get a job, to try to get a return on your investments, which was your college education. It also, networking is a big thing that internships provide you. You end up meeting people you would never have got to meet otherwise prior to graduating. And trust me, when you say, if you apply to an actual position, once you graduate and you have that internship under your belt, there is somebody at the company that you bumped into during your internship that will look out for you and kind of flag your resume as, oh, hey, they worked for us for an internship. Let's get them in for an interview. So it's just that gives you that opportunity to get your foot in the door. TransRe, I work with our current interns now. We have an intern from the Borough of Manhattan Community College, Rahul. I work closely with him. And everybody who I've talked to at TransRe said that they really enjoy the internship experience. Specifically at TransRe, we really try to set our interns up for success. And I think some of the internships that we provide are so unique in terms of the opportunity. For example, we have a claims internship for MedMal, which is medical malpractice claims. That's not a lot of companies will give you that type of exposure as an intern. And that's another good point. So, you have to, don't just take the first internship that accepts you. Do your research, find out what kind of company it is. Is there any information out there about prior internships and what the job entails, because you could get stuck in an internship where you're not really learning a lot. It's kind of just data entry. You're just plugging numbers into a computer. My advice would be to find an internship that's going to provide you with knowledge, experience, something that you can, skill you can use going forward, so that when you do graduate college, you're ready to go. And it's not just a fluff internship. It really is like, hey, I learned about medical malpractice claims. That's immediately going to set you apart from all your peers. I'll send Jess the link to the careers page from Transatlantic, and feel free to look at all the internships for the summer that are posted. Other than that, I would love to hear some questions that everybody might have, and maybe if I can clear something up. But that's basically my spiel, and I'd love to hear what you guys think and any questions you might have.
Thank you, Jason. I think one question for them, so the internships that are posted on the website, are those for this summer? So they're open now for them to apply?
Yes,
Okay.
They're open now. They're for the 2023 summer internships. And if you go right on the website, TransRe makes it super easy. You just submit your resume. You don't have to create a profile. Because I don't know if you guys have tried to apply for other internships before. Sometimes a company will make you basically create a profile, enter in all of your information, and then submit a resume, which is, it is time consuming. You just go on the website, it'll say, and I'll send Jess, I can send you all this information in an email. You just go on the TransRe website, careers, or if you want to skip that, you just go to transre.com/careers. And it'll have the internships listed. You click on it, and you can submit your resume and go from there.
Okay, thank you. Maybe for them to kind of think about, what are some qualities that you noticed in the interns that you have now, or that you've seen throughout your time? Like, what are some good qualities that they have, and what are some qualities that you think are applicable to like any internship?
Sure. The first quality I would say is just kind of having that drive, the thirst for knowledge, being inquisitive, being proactive, that attitude of like, hey, I'm here, I want to learn, I'm interested in this. I'll do what it takes to get ahead or get up and running as quickly as possible. Just that willingness and that drive, like I said, is probably the most valuable character trait to have that will, be applicable not just in an internship role, but just throughout life. Another one is just determination. Being able to overcome adversity, to kind of push through, because it can get busy, it can get hectic, in the real world, which an internship is basically kind of the test waters of. Just being able to be like, okay, it's good. I gotta just bite down on this mouthpiece right now and push forward and get it done. People recognize that, and it's appreciated. That the dogged determinedness to just kind of push through and get the job done. So first is just that thirst for knowledge, being interested, willing to open your mind and try new things. Volunteering for, hey, I'll do that. Oh, I would love to do that if it's a possibility. That want to better yourself, and then determination really will help you succeed in an internship, and basically in anywhere else in life, just in your day-to-day activities. Those two are important, but just for a basic internship, those two will get you ahead. Speaking from personal experience, that's kind of what I used, to get ahead. I applied to so many internships, just to kind of cast a wide net, and I didn't get the ones I wanted, but I just kept going. I kept going, and I kept doing my research to go into the interviews with some background knowledge, so that when I'm in the interviews, I could impress the interviewers with like, hey, I don't know anything about insurance, but I did some research, and is this what it is? Is this what I'm going to be doing? And it immediately showed them, oh, this person is interested. This person did his own research. So, that shows that he's determined and he really wants this role.
Yeah. And is there a particular major that you are all looking for when you're considering people for your internships, or is it kind of open to anybody?
I would say it's open to everyone. I'm not in the HR department. I'm in the, and I spoke to somebody in HR to get some background information to give you guys. So I would say it's open to everyone. I mean, I work with people now that, don't have the typical degrees that you would expect in a business role. I myself has a business administration degree. That's kind of the role for, in terms of like claims, claims internship, because we have a couple of claims internships. That would probably be the most applicable, but that should not stop you from applying your major. The insurance industry is has so many fields within it. Math and science majors can go into catastrophe modeling. Accounting can do actuarials. Business administration can do claims like me. So it's open to everybody. Business administration or business adjacent like accounting or finance would probably be most applicable, but it shouldn't stop you.
Yeah.
What's before I move on, I was going to ask what's the majors of most of the students?
I think we have a good mix. If any of you all want to jump in and share your majors real quick.
For me, computer science.
Oh, okay. Nice. It's very difficult. So congratulations.
We have Andrew's biochemistry.
Okay. Yeah. So just those two, biochem and computer sciences. If you're interested in the insurance industry, catastrophe modeling, putting those, using your math and programming skills to build models that predict the path of hurricanes and how much damage they're going to cause. That would be something that you would look to be applicable for your, that you could apply your skills in computer science or biochem in the insurance industry.
Yeah, we have some accounting, marketing, criminal justice, criminology. So yeah, a good mix.
Yeah, And I brought it up before, you could, get an internship that not necessarily follows your major. Obviously, it's going to help you track moving forward. If you're a criminal justice major and you get an internship at a courthouse and then you apply for a job at the FBI, it's going to look great that you had that trajectory. But hey, you could get a criminal justice internship and be like, you know what, I really don't, this isn't my thing. And that'll help, tailor your searches for when you do graduate. Like, hey, I tried it. I'm going to try something, a different field of study. But yeah, in terms of trans re's internships, absolutely. It's open to everybody, especially if you're interested and you're like, hey, I have a communications degree. Let me see what an internship in the claims world is like. Can't hurt at all.
Yeah, definitely. And we have two questions in the chat. One being, can you quickly explain what reinsurance is and what's the best part of your job?
Sure. So reinsurance is basically insurance for insurance companies, right? It's a little complicated and strange. I didn't know about it before I got a job at Trans Re 4 years ago. So basically what it does is it's risk transfer. So think about like Geico or, whoever your personal auto carriers are, Progressive. They have hundreds and thousands of policies, and each one of those policies represents a risk. So they go out and find a reinsurance company to transfer the risk again, to help cover their losses down the road. It's just another way of kind of spreading your risk out for insurance companies. But the best way and the most simple way to think about it is it's insurance or a bank basically for insurance companies. It helps them kind of manage the risk that they have on their books and maybe give them the capital to take on a risk they wouldn't normally be able to afford without reinsurance. The best part about my job is definitely working with the people, my peers, my coworkers. I mentioned before that, at Trans Re, it's some of the smartest people I've ever worked with. Everybody kind of has that same attitude of we're in this together. Let's come up with creative solutions to problems. I get to work on a lot of cool things with very smart people. I don't ever have a dull day. I don't dread going to work. I look forward to the challenges that are going to come up. And I really think that's the goal at the end of the day, is to just find a job that you're interested in and that you're going to look forward to. Now, don't get me wrong, there's difficult days like every job, but the people that I work with and what I get to work on and how interesting I find it really, it's definitely rewarding. In addition, kind of secondary to that, Trans Re provides me with so many other opportunities outside of the scope of my work. For example, I'm on the diversity and inclusion board. I'm part of the mentorship program in which I was paired up with somebody who's been at the company for a while, and I'm going to get a mentor next year where I can help them navigate the corporate environment. So it just, the amount of, enjoyment I get out of a job and the kind of the tools that my company provides me, is definitely what I love about this job and Trans Re as a company.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think our last question is, what tips would you have for an interview?
Oh, an interview. Perfect. My number one tip for anybody going on an interview is to do your research before the interview. Know a little bit about the company, know about the job itself. If it's a claims, for example, if it's a claims job, I would sit down and just go to Google and be like, what's an insurance claim? And just get all the information I can beforehand so that when I'm sitting in front of the interviewer, I can kind of, when he's actually like, hey, they're going to ask, hey, what do you know about X, Y, and Z? What do you know about this industry? And going into it with some prior knowledge shows them, one, that you're dedicated already, two, that you know how to prepare. And three, it helps push the interview forward because they're going to say, oh, wow, like, how did you find that out? And you can get the ball rolling from there. Oh, I did some research. Hey, I looked at this. I don't really understand that. Can you explain it to me? Does that pertain to our, this specific job? Just having that background information is already going to set you up for success before you even get into the interview. Just having, and the fact that, thank God I grew up with the internet too. I'm not that much older than you guys, probably 8 years older than you guys. Just having the internet at my fingertips to do background research on the company. You could probably find who's going to be interviewing you depending on the size of the company. You can go on LinkedIn and see who's the, human resources rep. And then, just a general search of, okay, what is this company? What do they do? What field of industry are they in? What are some of the finer points of the industry that they're in, just so you could have that information to kind of impress them. And if they ask you about it, you have that ready to go, and it will set you up for success right away.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So hopefully all of you all have your LinkedIn ready to go. And you're
I just saw that come
looking.
across the yeah. I don't know if it's changed yet. When I graduated college, LinkedIn was big, but also Indeed. I used Indeed a lot when I first graduated or even before that, when I wanted to get internships, I used Indeed and LinkedIn to find opportunities.
Yes, definitely. So I think LinkedIn is still pretty big. Indeed, a lot of their schools also have their own career service,
okay. Yeah,
kind of platform that's similar to those. So yeah. So
yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to them, and hopefully all of you all got some really cool insight, and I will definitely pass along that link to the internships. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks everybody. Appreciate it. And good luck.